Supreme Court of Peru has condemned former President Pedro Castillo to 11 years in jail for alleged rebellion charges. General elections are underway in San Vincent and the Grenadines to renew 15 seats in Parliament. The election contest is between Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves' Labour Party and New Democratic Party. And on Thursday, Pope Leo XIV arrived in Türkiye on the first apostolic journey of his papacy. Hello and welcome to From the South. I'm Alejandra Garcia from teleSUR Studios in Havana, Cuba. We begin with the news. The Supreme Court of Peru sentenced former President Pedro Castillo to 11 years, 8 months and 5 days for alleged rebellion. In this trial, former presidents of the Council of Ministers Aníbal Torres and Betsy Chavez have also been convicted. Let's recall that the crime of rebellion has been considered excessive by international lawyers, arguing that numerous witness and documentary evidence show that Castillo acted in the legitimate exercise of his constitutional powers. Castillo denounced that his removal in 2022 was a parliamentary coup, as it was carried out without obtaining the 104 votes required by the Constitution. General elections are underway in San Vincent and the Grenadines to renew 15 seats in Parliament. The election contest is between Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves' Labour Party and the New Democratic Party. Polling stations open at 7 a.m. local time and will remain active until 5 p.m. In this scenario, the electoral register confirmed a total of 101,744 registered voters, 3,625 more than in 2020 election cycle. The ruling party is seeking a historic sixth term based on the positive achievements of the economic and social agenda of Prime Minister Gonsalves, who is leading in the latest opinion polls. Election officials have stressed the importance of peaceful and transparent voting. And in this context, as general elections continue to unfold in the Caribbean nation, we go live with a special envoy, Belén de los Santos, who will tell us more in this significant day. Hello, Bel. What can you share with us?
Hello, Ale. It's a pleasure to come to you from the Eastern Caribbean, from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You were just saying some of the key facts in these general elections. The people are voting in the 15 constituencies to make up those 15 representatives that will then choose their prime minister. And you were just mentioning Ralph Gonsalves. And we are at this moment in the constituency of East Kingstown, a portion of the capital town of Kingstown. And just a few moments ago, we actually saw the Prime Minister, Ralph Gonsalves, came here and exercised his right to vote at this school that's right down beside me. And he came out, he talked to the press very briefly, he talked to teleSUR. I hope you saw those images just moments ago. And what he was saying, first of all, addressing this election day, he was saying that he was seeing a very good election day and that he was hopeful for a good end of this day, particularly for his party. So those were some of the statements. We also got to talk a little bit more in terms of the regional relevance of what is happening at this moment in the Caribbean, and the Prime Minister, as he has done, he condemned the aggressions and the escalation that is ongoing at this moment in the Caribbean. We talked a little bit more about that, and I hope to share some with you in a few moments. But for now, we come back to these elections. We have a few moments to go. 5 p.m., as you were saying, is the closing time for the polls, but at some polling stations, people are still lining up, and that voting will not stop before that and that voting ends. So afterwards we will be following the results, and we'll be staying here in the capital in Kingstown to see what the results are and also what is the repercussions of the different parties headquarters. Let's recall, we are seeing two main parties at this election. That is, of course, the ULP, the Unity Labour Party, led by Prime Minister Rolf Gonsalves, and also the NDP, the New Democratic Party, whose leader is Godwin Friday. And that is what is at stake at this moment. We will continue with all the information in the minutes to come, because we are just moments away from the pollings to close. For now, Ale, we go back to you.
Thank you, El, for all the information. And now, to go even deeper into the importance and repercussion of this electoral process, we welcome expert in foreign politics, Itzel Pamela Perez Gomez. Welcome, Itzel. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Hello, nice to be here. Thank you.
Let's jump right in. What is at stake for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in today's elections?
Okay, so this election for the people represents an opportunity of change. You know, like we are talking about a country that has been governed for around 24 years for the same party, and it has been a very tough road for them. A lot of controversy after the pandemic regarding unemployment of young people and other economic issues. Due to also the natural disasters that has faced the island. So it's an opportunity for the people to choose to vote maybe for an alternate government and change their government.
And also, newly registered and younger voters may be decisive in this electoral process. What issues tend to matter the most to younger voters?
Okay, so the issues that matter the most nowadays, and it's not just talking about the island, I think it's a regional, and I will say like a world strike, which is young people asking for opportunities for people, but for young people that are educated and that don't see the opportunities in their country, and also they are asking for actions towards climate change. So now also young people in the Caribbean, but in general in the Caribbean and in the island, they are asking for actions against climate change.
And regarding the regional context, how do you think the recent deployment of U.S. military assets in Caribbean waters is affecting regional stability, and what implications does it have for St. Vincent and the Grenadines amid this general election?
So for the regional context, these elections, it's very representative because the island, it's just an example of what is generally happening in the region. What I mean is they have these issues, economic issues, and also political struggles are also present in other islands. So it's shared by other countries. Also, we see in the region weak opposition parties and people asking for electoral transparency. So there are social tensions around the region due to inequality, unemployment, and especially among young people. So it represents just what the Caribbean is shouting for, which is transitions and they are hoping to use democracy as a mean to achieve what they believe it should be done in the society. So St. Vincent just represents the democratic resilience in the whole region.
Thank you, Itzel, very much for your time hearing from the South.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
We were speaking to Itzel Pamela Perez Gomez, expert in foreign politics, and we stay in topic. Let's take a closer look at the profiles of the candidates for Prime Minister in the general elections taking place in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The United Labour Party's candidate is the current Prime Minister, Ralph Gonsalves, who was born on August 8, 1946. Gonsalves studied economics and public policy at the University of the West Indies, and during his doctoral studies, he spent a year at the Makerere University in Uganda as a research associate. Gonsalves became Prime Minister of the country in 2001 and was re-elected in 2005, 2010, 2015 and 2020. And among the candidates for the highest office in the Caribbean country is also Godwin Friday, president of the New Democratic Party and main leader of the opposition. Friday, let's recall, has been a member of the House of Assembly for the Northern Grenadines constituency since 2001, and his eligibility as a candidate has been the subject of legal debate, as his opponents have argued that his Canadian citizenship could disqualify him. And also in this context, our special envoy in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Belén de los Santos, spoke to citizens who expressed their public opinion regarding the electoral process. Let's listen.
I feel confident in what I come to do. Yeah.
One question. There's usually a lot of participation in Vincentian elections. Like, a lot of people come to vote, and it doesn't happen like that in every country. Why do you think that people are willing to participate? Like we're seeing right now, it's very early in the day, but people are here in the rain. They want to exercise the right to vote.
Well, it's our given right to come and vote for whatever party we had to vote, yeah.
Do you think that people are eager to participate in that process?
Some people, yeah. Yeah.
Did you follow the rallies and the campaign process as well?
I don't follow the rally. I just come to vote and that's it. Then I go to my home, to my work, and that's it.
Okay. Final question. We are in East St. George, right? What do you think are the main characteristics of this place that we are at right now? The main characteristics. How would you describe it to an outside person? East St. George in particular.
Outside person? Well, you are welcome. The outside people are welcome. Yeah.
And now we have a short break coming up, but first remember you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English, where you'll find news in different formats, news updates and much more. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to From the South. On Thursday, Pope Leo XIV arrived in Türkiye in the first apostolic journey of his papacy. The Pope was welcomed with honors by Türkiye's Minister of Culture and Tourism, Mehmet Nuri Ersoy, and as he disembarked from the plane. His visit is steeped in symbolism, commemorating the 1700th anniversary of the First Council of Nicaea and featuring key meetings calling for peace and dialogue in a region considered by many to be the cradle of Christianity. With stops in Ankara, Iznik and Istanbul from Thursday to Sunday, when he will depart for Lebanon, the Pope seeks to emphasize the search for peace and dialogue during his meetings with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and with leaders and representatives of other faiths. And in other information, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, warned on Wednesday that children in Lebanon continue to be exposed to violence despite the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah that marks its first anniversary this week. According to the agency, 13 children have died and more than 140 have been injured since the agreement came into force. In this regard, the organization's representative in the country, Marco Luigi Corsi, pointed out that the attacks continue to put children at risk and stated that kids are far from being safe. UNICEF called on all parties to respect the ceasefire and take immediate measures to prevent further violations, as well as to strengthen the protection of the minors and provide them with psychological support. Despite the 2024 agreement, Israel has carried out bombings in Lebanese territory, claiming to be targeting Hezbollah actions that have been criticized by Beirut and the United Nations. And like this, we have come to the end of this news brief. Remember, you can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. Also, we invite you to join us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok as well. For Telesur English, I'm Alejandra Garcia. Thank you for watching.